What's going on, everybody? This is dkdynamite, and as expected, the roadmap for Season 3 did drop earlier today for Black Ops Cold War, which means that tomorrow we should be seeing some heavy marketing in terms of an intro cutscene and a gameplay trailer for the upcoming season. I'm very excited about that, but tonight, we're going to be talking about the brand new Season 3 roadmap, some surprise DLC, and even more plans for this upcoming week. Definitely stay tuned. But before we jump into that, be sure to hit that subscribe button down below, because about 66% of you that watch my videos aren't subscribed, so make sure you guys are getting notifications every time I update you on Black Ops Cold War. But also in the background, enjoy a victory from the gunfight tournament. Got this a couple of days ago. We ended up getting a really lucky bracket and somehow skipped the game show match since the enemies ended up disconnecting, which was hilarious. But hopefully you guys enjoy some of these great clips. Starting off with the file sizes and download times for Black Ops Cold War Season 3. Yes, you're able to preload this on the PlayStation 4, and according to Sony, preloading has now been added to the PlayStation 5 as well, so it's up to Activision now to actually drop the preload on PS5 in the next day or so. Hopefully they do that. But it was confirmed the Season 3 update will be available for Black Ops Cold War on April the 20th at 9 p.m. Pacific, and will be available for Warzone April the 21st at 9 p.m. Pacific as well. So for this update, there will be a download size of approximately 8.1 to 13.1 gigabytes for Black Ops Cold War, and about 25.2 to 25.9 gigabytes for owners of the free-to-play Warzone who have the latest updates on either game. So for Black Ops Cold War, here are the breakdowns for every platform. PlayStation 5, 12.3 gigabytes, PS4, 8.1, Xbox Series X and S, 11.6, Xbox One, 8.3, and PC, 13.1 gigabytes. But for Warzone, if you own the free-to-play version of just Warzone, it is 25.6 gigabytes on the PlayStation 5, 25.6 on the PS4 as well, then a whooping 25.9 on the Xbox Series X and S, again 25.9 for the Xbox One, and 25.2 on the PC. Downloads will of course be different for people that own Modern Warfare, and those other breakdowns will also be linked down below in the description. But taking a look at this beautiful roadmap for Season 3, luckily the concept art that surfaced a couple of days ago ended up being legit, as referenced by Charlie Intel very vaguely in their article about 2 days ago. And yeah, we have the mysterious woman that we talked about in yesterday's video with the nice blue theme for the upcoming season. So I still think it's hilarious that both my designers, Fajardi and Lucas, ended up predicting Season 3 was going to have a blue theme, and look, it came true, which is awesome. But on the roadmap itself, we have some great content here, some surprises for 6v6 multiplayer, far more content than we had for multiplayer in Season 2 or even 1, new multiplayer modes, a new score streak, we have 2 new Warzone updates, one is an event and one is a Verdansk 80s revamp. We then have some new content for zombies, for Outbreak of course, some new vehicles, a field upgrade, some more intel, and then of course some great surprise weapons, as well as new operators and even some more prestige levels. So they did mention a mid-season event is also going to happen with some more limited time modes. We'll talk more about that deeper into this video, but the roadmap looks great, and they did confirm that Season 3 will have a reloaded update in the next maybe month or so, and I think it's great that they're going to have the same trend from Season 1, which is to have a reloaded update every single season. About a month or so into the new season, we'll end up seeing a separate roadmap with some other bonuses that have not been announced yet. But now when it comes to the limited time event, the Hunt for Adler, as they confirmed, starting with the launch of Season 3, the new Hunt for Adler limited time event will task operators with unique in-game challenges in both Black Ops Cold War and Warzone to learn of Adler's whereabouts. Complete these intel challenges to unlock event rewards, including weapon charms, calling cards, a new operator skin, and more. We had a glimpse of the new operator skin from some other promotional material, as you can see on screen. Adler's been through a lot, so we have a damaged Adler skin coming to Black Ops Cold War Season 3, and it reminds me of the other events we've already had in-game from Season 1 and 2. We had the Rebirth event in Season 1, which again gave us some small cosmetic rewards and a final blueprint for I think the Krig at the very end of all of it. Season 2 had the Outbreak event, where it contained challenges in both Outbreak and Warzone, and upon completing all those, we also got more cosmetics and a blueprint at the very end. I think it was 2 blueprints to be exact, so maybe we'll get a surprise blueprint for doing all of the Hunt for Adler in-game challenges too. But as I said, you can find more details about this event in the seasonal event tab on the main menu between play and weapons once Season 3 kicks off in Warzone. So as clarification here, the Hunt for Adler event won't be live in either game until Season 3 is available in Warzone 2. So I think Season 3 goes live in Black Ops Cold War first, then Warzone a little bit later. So keep in mind this event won't be live until Warzone gets all of these updates. I'm looking forward to this. But now when it comes to the brand new multiplayer maps, this took me by surprise. We had no leaks about this first map, and that is Mount Yementau, a familiar location from both the Black Ops 1 and Black Ops Cold War campaigns. Such a great location. So this is going to be releasing on launch week. So we all know where Yementau is, and it looks like it's taken a bit out of the campaign, but there is some original level designing in here as well. So So they're not just copy-paste of campaign missions, these are still some original multiplayer experiences that we have not seen in Call of Duty before, which I'm very excited about. We also have the map known as Diesel. It's going to be available in 6v6, 2v2, and 3v3. So I'm assuming they'll condense this map into a smaller portion for gunfight and face-off respectively. That makes sense. The description for it is, in the lonesome desert, this slice of Americans erupts into a battleground. Gear up for 6v6, as well as 2v2 and 3v3 in gunfights on this fast-paced and frenetic map. Battle around the gas station and its surrounding buildings, smack dab in the middle of the Badlands, get frying. So it reminds me of the gas station that we had in the side mission towards the beginning of the Black Ops Cold War campaign. It's probably loosely based on that, which I'm excited about. This is also available during launch week, and we have some early previews of these maps thanks to Treyarch's Twitter and Instagram. So that's great to hear. We also have the map Standoff, a familiar remaster from Black Ops 2, also available for 6v6. Won't be dropping until later in season though. So nothing really has changed about Standoff. It's a direct remaster of the same map we all know and love. And luckily, this was actually rumored about a day and a half ago from some other leakers and insiders in the community. And I guess those sources were correct. The Standoff is indeed the next remaster we're going to see in Season 3. Again, doesn't mean that this is the last list of maps we're going to see in this season. Season 3 Reloaded could bring us some other multiplayer maps that have not been announced yet, such as Season 1 Reloaded, which brought us Express randomly that we didn't know about at all previously. So I'm looking forward to this. But we then have the other map, Duga, releasing in multi-team or Fireteam later this season. And it's of course going to be available in Outbreak Zombies first, but it'll of course be taking place in the Ural Mountains in this expansive new multi-team environment. So this ends up meaning that it'll be available in both Fireteam Dirty Bomb and Fireteam Hardpoint. But that's not all. There's a new mode that we're going to talk about, which I'm very excited about, and we'll bring that up later on in this video. It really took me by surprise as well. But we then next up have the brand new DLC Operator, starting off with the Wraith, a part of the Warsaw Pact, available at launch. And this is the mysterious woman from the Season 3 concept art, and she is a Perseus agent, so maybe there's a possibility at some point in Season 6 we'll end up seeing the Perseus, the man who we thought was the main antagonist in the campaign, become a playable operator. If not, we're still seeing some great Perseus expansion story-wise here in upcoming Black Ops Cold War seasons. And maybe she's called the Wraith because in Black Ops 3 and 4, maybe Battery named the Wraith after her grandmother. Just a stretch there as a bit of a joke, but this does seem like she is going to be Battery's grandmother. Maybe she'll hook up with Baker at some point, which explains how Battery exists. Maybe they'll reveal that in some upcoming intel of some sort. We then have the Knight, also part of the Warsaw Pact, will not be available until the in-season update, so maybe Season 3 Reloaded, and he's known as the Roman Knight Grey, also part of the Perseus group. We next up have Anatov, also part of Warsaw Pact, available later in season, a part of the Perseus group too. Looks like a bit of a firefighter, so kind of an interesting skin. Hopefully you guys like that. And last but definitely not least, we have Captain Price himself becoming available in Black Ops Cold War straight away upon launch of Season 3. It'll be available for free upon just downloading the update if you own Black Ops Cold War. The Wraith Woman will be available through the Tier 0 of the Battle Pass, so hopefully that makes sense. But Captain Price right here is a bit confusing, right? He was born in 1985, according to the brand new Modern Warfare timeline. So how is he available in Black Ops Cold War? Maybe you could say it's not canon story-wise, but maybe he's just there for gameplay purposes, similar to Frank Woods somehow being playable in Warzone in Modern Warfare, which takes place in 2021. So he would be, what, in his 80s or 90s by that point? Maybe that's just a gameplay thing, but if this isn't just for gameplay and it's actually canon, maybe this is actually Captain Price's father. I have a video linked down below in the description where we talk about how at some point in the Black Ops timeline, which to me is still canon, Jonathan Price, Sir, so Captain Price's father, actually was sent out to kill Mason, Hudson, and Weaver as a part of Operation Charybdis, and we get some explanation of that from Ryan Jackson, and that's a very important plot point that was actually confirmed to still be canon in some Firebase Z intel, so maybe this is Captain Price's father. If it is, it's such a great Easter egg, wrapping up some loose ends. I would love to see a campaign DLC one day in Black Ops Cold War, kind of talking just about that operation. It was super interesting, but let me check out that video that is linked down below in the description. Aside from operators, we now now have the brand new weapons that are being added in Season 3. Quite a few, actually. First off, on launch, we have the PPSH. Yes, the legendary SMG from World at War. It was brought back in Black Ops 3, which blew the community by surprise. It was amazing. This thing could be a hint towards the fact that Call of Duty 2021 is supposedly a World War II title by Sledgehammer, or it's just here for nostalgia. We're just not sure yet. But also on launch, we have the new Swiss K31 sniper rifle. It looks cool. I'm not looking forward to people camping in corners and head glitching or hard scoping over in multiplayer. But there is a snipers only mosh pit if you want to go ahead and do that. Just some advice there. But that looks interesting. We then have, during launch, the ballistic knife melee weapon. So a fan favorite from just about every Black Ops iteration by this point. We also heard rumors about this, I want to say a good couple of months ago. It is finally releasing in Black Ops Cold War. Later in season, we're also going to be seeing the Carve 2 tactical rifle. Looks a bit like a G11, but is joining the ranks of the M16 with its high damage, high bullet velocity output, and boasting moderate firepower with solid recoil control and a large ammo pool. The Carve 2 cuts the deepest when used for mid to long range engagement. So we talked about this in a previous video where there's a rumor about a new tactical rifle, which is speculated to be the new meta of Cold War and Warzone. So we'll have to wait and see how that happens. But we then have the AMP 63, so a bit of a remake of the PM 63 from Black Ops 1. This time it's an automatic pistol, also dropping in season. So the Tokyo and Rose, which was the pack-a-punch name of the PM in Black Ops 1 zombies, was a lot of fun to use. I'm looking forward to the new pack-a-punch name once this gets added in. And these could be as powerful as the Psychov pistol, especially when you have it dual wield in either Cold War multiplayer or Warzone. The Psychovs are pretty broken in Modern Warfare right now, but I believe they already got nerfed, unfortunately. And next up and last, we have the baseball bat melee weapon. So Rip Tray out of Black Ops 3. And not a huge fan of melee weapons, but they could be fun to use as some bonus secondaries if you run out of ammo with your primary or get into some pretty close quarters combat. But of course, we'll have some in-game challenges to complete if you want to unlock these weapons for free. I'm looking forward to all of these. But next up, we have brand new modes coming to Black Ops Cold War, which one of them didn't really surprise me, the other one definitely did. So first off, Sticks and Stones. Without a doubt, it's not a Treyarch game unless they add in party games at some point in the DLC cycle. I believe every single Black Ops since Black Ops 1 has saw the introduction of Sticks and Stones, gun game, sharpshooter, one in the chamber, and so far we have gun game already in Black Ops Cold War with Sticks and Stones dropping very soon. So of course, they added in the ballistic knife. Without a doubt, they have to add in a classic mode like this. I'm looking forward to it, but here's what really surprised me. The new multi-team elimination mode dropping in season. So Sticks and Stones will be available this week, but multi-team elimination now, this is interesting. So as they said, this Fireteam elimination mode brings the last team standing experience to Black Ops Cold War's biggest maps, where multiple teams of 4 will fight to survive ever-expanding radiation zones. Redeploys will be limited and loadouts will be restricted, so teams will need to scavenge for weapons, score streaks, armor, redeploy tickets, and more. Emerge as the last team standing or the first squad to board the exfil chopper in the final safe zone to achieve victory. So this is essentially Battle Royale coming to Black Ops Cold War, and when have we talked about this? In many of my recent videos and podcasts, I was saying, look, we have a Ural Mountains Battle Royale experience fully developed, essentially a Blackout 2.0, and it's not coming to Warzone apparently. I mean, maybe it could in the future, but I was suggesting why not add in a Fireteam Royale mode where you're able to play Battle Royale on just that map, but on the Black Ops Cold War engine. So it's combining the Fireteam maps, which are already in this game. Why can't we just play on that? So as of now, we're only going to be able to play this mode on the individual Fireteam locations, but I think there's a huge possibility now they're going to add in the Ural Mountains massive expanded map at some point in a future update, since I guess it's not a conflict of interest to have Battle Royale in both Black Ops Cold War and Warzone. Maybe Activision will have a problem with dropping that bigger map at some point in the future. I'm really excited for this one. No loadouts, limited redeploys. This is going to be insane. So again, guys, if you haven't tried Fireteam yet, please give it a shot, because right now Dirty Bomb is a ton of fun. Fireteam Hardpoint is also a different can of worms, which I think is a bit hit or miss on some of the maps, but definitely a ton of fun. This sounds like it's going to be the next big thing, and definitely is one of the better highlights of Black Ops Cold Cold War. Hopefully you guys are excited for this. But next up we have the new score streak and the new tool of the trade. So as you guys may have heard about many months ago, upcoming score streaks for Black Ops Cold War include the K9 unit, the hand cannon annihilator from campaign, a flamethrower which we already saw in some promo art for season 1, as well as a bit of a warhog or a strafe run, and now we know what that is. The strafe run is releasing this week in season 3, and as the description says, call upon a pair of jet fighters to shower lead and rockets down upon the DZ with this new mid-tier score streak, perfect for racking up kills or holding down an area while your team captures the objective. With a longer active period and a higher potential for kills compared to score streaks like the Napalm Strike, the strafe run is a solid choice for any multiplayer mode. Definitely going to try this one out. And we also have the cargo truck being added in as a playable vehicle for any of the Fireteam locations, Ruka Alpine, Golova, and Duga later in season. I guess we're not going to see this in Sanatorium, but I guess that makes sense as to why. So I'm sure they'll also add this in with an Outbreak at some point in the future. But next up we have new prestige levels also being added, and they look beautiful. So as the description says, we're getting prestiges 12, 13, 14, and 15. So you could of course choose whatever prestige icon you want. If you don't want to use these, you can spend your prestige keys, which you earn every 50 levels, to go ahead and buy an icon of your choice from any previous Call of Duty game. Such great choices out there. So many beautiful ones from Modern Warfare 3, Black Ops 2, Blackout. I'm a huge fan of some of the classic ones too, but don't forget you can also use your keys to buy classic calling cards that were in previous Call of Duties as well, which is fantastic. And yeah, prestiging is key, no pun intended. Use code prestige in the item shop to support a creator if you guys want to do that. But I would say if you're planning on hitting level 1000 in Black Ops Cold War, unless you have a lot of time to play, wait until the final season of this game does release so that you don't get your level reset after you go ahead and hit something like level 1000. I'm assuming they won't ever reset you after season 6, but hey, I could be wrong on that. So maybe by the time the last season releases for this game, we'll end up having almost 30 different prestige icons that you can run through. I'm just assuming that at this point. But now when it comes to Black Ops Cold War Zombies, I have quite a bit to talk about when it comes to just zombies, so bear with me here. As we see on the roadmap and as they officially confirmed, we are getting Duga added to the Outbreak Zombies experience, as well as a new field upgrade, as they already teased on Twitter the other day. But Toxic Growth summons a deadly growth of Toxic Thorns in front of an operator. Once again, we had the name of this field upgrade already revealed because of early information, which surfaced earlier this summer. Enemies moving through it have their movement speed halved and suffer toxic damage until they exit the affected area. Through the use of Ethereum crystals, operators can upgrade Toxic Growth to give it more charges, double its damage, and even cause enemies who perish from the growth to explode. But what gets me here is that the Outbreak Zombies Easter egg was not mentioned, so it's not dropping at the start of the season as we all expected, and there isn't any word as to when that is going to drop. Maybe Season 3 Reloaded, but a developer over on Twitter already made it clear that the Easter egg just isn't ready for the start of Season 3. Why? I'm not sure. Hopefully it's a bit more difficult once it does release, and it's not a quick 2-hour hunt where the casuals solve it instantly. I'm hoping that it's a bit more difficult, but hey, I'm just crossing my fingers on that at this point. So if that Easter egg is not releasing at the start of Season 3, when is it going to drop? Maybe the mid-season update, which could be a good month or so away, but I had a theory in yesterday's video that maybe in terms of zombies content, they could end up dropping the Outbreak Zombies Easter egg and some other bonuses before the mid-season update. Maybe they'll drop it in like 2 or 3 weeks. I think that would be great, and the fact it's not mentioned on the roadmap also has me scratching my head. I'm like, alright, maybe we're going to get a Banger Reloaded roadmap in about a month or so, which has some surprise zombies content that we just don't know about yet, and they're saving it for that point. I'm not sure, but Zombies players definitely frustrated with the announcements from earlier today. But I'm excited for Duga nonetheless. We're also going to be seeing new Outbreak vehicles, the FAV from Satellite, and even the cargo truck during launch. But what is exciting is the mention of new Outbreak world events and features. So essentially, side Easter eggs are still going to go live in Outbreak despite the main Easter egg not being ready. So during launch, experience new interactive events throughout the Ural Mountains to earn in-game rewards. For the first time in Outbreak, gain access to upgrades for the Die Machine Wonder Weapon, as you saw in D Machina, unlock the powerful Ether Tool item by destroying Fury Crystals, and discover the secret to warping ahead to higher difficulty regions even faster, and more. So that has me really intrigued. So despite the main quest not being ready, we're still going to see some other surprises that should make Outbreak a lot more replayable. If you guys are already bored of the current objectives, or even the current locations we have, hopefully this spices things up, and I think they're going to be mixing and matching a lot more of the objectives as we go on. So as they also mentioned during launch week, Outbreak objectives are now active in more locations than ever before, encounter the defend, retrieve, and holdout objectives in more regions for even more variety in every Outbreak match. So I think that's referring to the fact that usually only see defend, retrieve, and holdout in some specific locations, not all of them. Now they're going to mix and match them even more, which hopefully makes people happy. Again, if you guys are frustrated with a lack of standard zombies maps, be patient and remember the pandemic circumstances. They're working from home, things are not easy, but at the end of the day, don't forget that with the rumors right now that COD 2021 isn't in good shape, it's being rushed, it won't have a zombies mode. Keep in mind that by this point next year, people are going to be kissing Black Ops Cold War's disc. They're going to be praising the content that's in this game because we might not even have half the content in World War II next year than we're getting in Black Ops Cold War. So appreciate the times while they last. Treyarch might not be back until 2023. So let's try to take a look at the positives of what they're adding in zombies this year. Far more content and far more modes than we've seen before, despite the lack of actual traditional maps, which doesn't bother me at all. I'm hoping that the wait for Berlin is worth it. We'll have a much harder Easter egg, better side quests, and some other features that were not in either Die Maschine or Firebase. But if that's the case and we don't see Berlin until late Season 3 Reloaded or Season 4, then when does the zombie map after that end up releasing? Will it release in Season 6, which is pretty far away from now? And if that's the case, will we end up only having Die Maschine, Firebase, Berlin, and one more map? Only 4 maps total aside from Outbreak and Onslaught? That's a possibility. That's something to think about because of the rare circumstances of how this game was developed. Maybe that's what's going to happen, but as I speculated before, I'm definitely expecting at least 5 total traditional zombies maps in this game without counting Outbreak and Onslaught. I'm happy for anything nonetheless, but that's kind of my prediction right now based on what we have. They also mentioned new Onslaught content also dropping on PlayStation during launch week, so PS players can take on the undead to earn bronze, silver, and gold chalices in Onslaught on the new Mount Yemmental map at launch and on Standoff mid-season. Not sure why they're not going to add Onslaught onto the Diesel map. Maybe they will later, or maybe add Diesel onto Containment since it also could be a 2v2, 3v3 map. It'll be a bit smaller. So they also said look for a new limited time mode on Onslaught later in Season 3 as well. So I'm a huge advocate for making Onslaught better, adding more maps, different LTMs, including new features. I love that. I know it's frustrating if you're not on PlayStation because you have to wait until November the 1st to play it on Xbox or PC, but once the mode drops on those platforms, it'll have so many more maps, modes, and features that it didn't have when it first released during the launch window of Black Ops Cold War. So if anything, you guys will have so much content to choose from once it drops in November, which hopefully makes up for a potential lack of a zombies mode in Call of Duty 2021. Hopefully that makes sense, and I'm curious what these updates are going to be, but it looks like not everything will drop when Season 3 does go live. Things that say launch week could just mean maybe on Friday too. I mean, some things could drop right away Wednesday night, Thursday morning. They can save a couple of things for Friday too. You never know how they're going to do it, but I'm looking forward to how they sporadically drop different updates for multiplayer and zombies before Season 3 Reloaded. But last and definitely not least, we have in Warzone Operation Rapid Sunder, which does begin, of course, on April the 21st at 12 p.m. Pacific, and they release the other specific times for, I guess, the rest of the day if other activities are planned. I'm a bit confused on how this event's going to work, but I'm assuming the event will start at a certain time and then every other hour or so there'll be something new added to the event, and there'll also be repeats of the event entirely, similar to the Black Ops Cold War reveal last summer. So that's what I'm assuming right now. Wait for more details on how this is going to work, but I'll be live for this on Wednesday nonetheless. But that is about it. This has been dkdynamite. Leave all your thoughts down below in the comments section. What are your thoughts on the beautiful roadmap for Season 3 of Black Ops Cold War? How do you feel about the new content being added to multiplayer zombies in Warzone? Is it what you expected? And what wasn't included in this roadmap that you really wanted to see? Leave all your thoughts down below. Stay tuned tomorrow for the intro, cutscene, and gameplay trailer of Season 3. Really hope you've enjoyed, and peace out, everyone.